Hey, how's it going, guys? Back into it. We're looking at Crispr, and I put the code up here, or it's a stock identifier CRSP. It's up top. This one's into like genetics and cloning, and uh, it's interesting science. I'm just kind of curious at where this one's at. You can kind of see the chart up here. Here's kind of the stocks that we're looking into. Last we did Google. Now we're going to do CRISPR. After that, we might do maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll do Invesco or Disney. We'll bounce around. We'll see where it goes. But we're going to look at CRISPR real quick just to see what kind of makes sense for this one. Huge range. Um, this one is unique in the fact that um, most of the stocks that I've looked at, and I'm just going to start drawing in some lines here as I talk, but most of the stocks that I've looked at, when when I've been putting in these lines, it's it's not normally the case that it comes down all the way back to the low that it saw back in 2020, because normally, pretty much what I've done for all the stocks that I've been looking at so far is I'll just go back to 2020, so about 3 year span, and normally most what pretty much all the stocks I've looked at is, there's this massive dip down in 2020, and then they come up, and then they've been crashing like ever since. I don't know, like 2021, like late 2021 and into 2022, they've been falling. And normally what happens is, if the dip of 2020, like March 2020, is like down here, uh, they might have had a new dip maybe like up here. I don't know what it normally is, maybe like 20% higher than that original low. But this one is like, man, it's like still at the bottom. So I don't. This one grew a lot. Wow. But it fell a lot. Wow. So it's up. Man, it went up 8% today, and it looks so small from here. But okay, we'll just keep drawing in the lines. So what we're doing, basically, we're just doing a 5 line method right now. So this is the low. This seems to be the bottom. If it goes to this low, um, I can't imagine it going lower unless there's like some news, and that's kind of the one piece of the puzzle that I need to kind of get into is actually following them, hearing the news. I try to keep my ear to the ground and at least listen to the quarterly reports and whatever. But um, I've been busy with work and stuff lately, so it will kind of pick up. I mean, you can tell just by the fact that I'm giving time to these videos. Um, Time should kind of start freeing itself. But this one's very interesting because, like I said, there's normally like a dip, and then like you can see like series of highs. This one, based on what I'm seeing, it's like this. I would say like this would be my sell point, and I'm just gonna kind of put it right in the center. Maybe make a round number of like 90. Let's do 90 if I can. Like right around here, that's good. So this is like my sell point on this stock right now. And once again, that's almost like 100% return. And so the reason I'm putting that there is because it seems like that was kind of like the peak back here in like July, about like, I don't know, 6, 7 months ago. It seems to hit its head there. It seems like back in 2020, it kind of struggled there to get above, and then once it did, it shot off. But for right now, uh, you that is kind of like the sell point to me. And I guess something that I'll consider as I kind of look into these stocks and kind of continue as we go is, um, will I really actually sell the stock like 100%? Probably not, but maybe like, I think it depends on the stock. But if I have 10 shares and it hits this imaginary sell point that I'm drawing up, I might sell one of those shares or 10% or 20%, something like that. And then if it comes back down to my buy point, whatever that might be, maybe I'll pick up another two or three. And then if it hits that sell point again, okay, I'll dish out another two or three. And, that's kind of how the trend will go. That way, in case it does shoot off like it does here, you know, I'd be able to potentially, if I would have done this, say back here, bought a couple, it hit this line, I would have sold maybe one or just continue with the story. So if I were to buy, say, 10 here, then hopefully I would have the discipline to only sell one or two here. Then if it came down, probably wouldn't do anything. And then if it were to come back up again to like this point, okay, maybe I'd sell another one or two. So I'd still have like six. Then it comes down, probably not going to do anything, not going to buy any for sure. And then if it shoots off again to like I would just kind of let this ride. And then all of a sudden, if I'm seeing these reds, okay, maybe I'd sell another one or two. And then if it comes up here, uh, you know, by the time it got to here, I'd probably be out of it, you would think. And then, we'll see. Maybe I'd buy one or two here. I don't know how it'll play out as I kind of play this game, but, um, as I kind of draw these lines in. Um, so I'm saying this is my sell point. So my buy point, this one's going to be difficult just because it's very scattered. The buy point for me, if I were to say, it's right about where it is right now, I would say. Um, I'll put it in around 45 only because it looks like it had a little bit of resistance here. It rallied and then it fell. And once it got down to about 45, that's when it picked up, right? And then as we go down here, closer to today, it got close to that 45 and it bounced off. It just wouldn't go below. And then it rallied back up to this 90 and couldn't get above, so it came all the way back down. Actually went below 45, but you can see right now 45 is acting like a little resistance. So I'm content with that 45. And then if I were to draw in this fifth line, what would I say the fifth line would be? Like this middle ground type. Maybe like here-ish, about 71. I'll kind of check this out, but I'm picking 71 because it seems like there's a little bit of resistance all the way back into 2019. Here in 2020, there it was a little bit of resistance. Resistance again in 22. Again in 2022, it kind of hit its head off that. Um, I'm content with that. If I had to pick another spot just because, um, I would say 60 is a little bit of like a support line. So that's kind of like no man's land to me. Um, I don't want to draw too many lines. So I guess what I would say, um, but yeah, I could definitely consider having like a support line right around like 60 and in 71 where that's like, it could go either way. If it goes below 60, that's a decent time to buy in my opinion. Um, I guess I'll do that just for this. I don't know if I'll do this for many stocks, but um, 60 for whatever reason, like that is my no man's land area. There seems to be a lot of um, what is it? Bars in between that like 12 $13 range. Um, but once it goes below them, that seems like a decent time to buy. And if it goes above 71, that seems like a decent time to actually unload a couple. And so let's pull up our spreadsheet. Let me get it off screen just for a minute. So looking at Crispr, So Crispr is currently at 50, and we're just doing round numbers. A buy point for me would be 45, and a sell point would be 90. And so I would say this is very close to that point. So I don't mind buying this one at this point. It looks like after hours it has gone up a little bit, so we'll kind of see how it plays out. I'm not overly, like, I might buy a little bit of this one just to say I have it, but let's kind of move this over. So this is what we just did. We have Crispr in there. I'd say it's worth it. I'm gonna make this green. I'd be interested in buying it. So yeah, so that's this one. And once again, you can kind of just see where we're at right now in terms of buying, selling, what's close to a move, what I'm looking into. So that's this video. So not sure where we're gonna go next. Maybe one of the FANG stocks, or maybe Invesco QQQ. But that wraps up this one. So Crispr, I think, is a decent time to buy. Of course, do your research. But that's it for this one. So I'll see you on the next one. See you guys. Bye.